Hello everybody, Joe Kistel here. And we all know that our vehicles require maintenance. And one of the most important and most routine maintenance activities for a vehicle is an oil change. It's not too hard to do, so I'm going to show you how I did an oil change on this 2003 Ford F-150 behind me here. So the process is fairly straightforward. I had to get into the engine compartment. I had to take the oil cap off the oil fill area of the engine. The next step was to drain the oil from the engine. So this required locating the oil pan in the oil drain plug, grabbing a socket and wrench, and I had to try to break that thing free. Well, in this case, it was a pain in the butt. That oil plug did not want to break free. So first I just tried the socket. I couldn't do it with hand strength. Then I took a hammer, tried to tap on it. It still wouldn't break free. And finally, I extended the length of my socket using a pipe I had around, put a whole bunch of elbow grease on it, and I finally got that thing to break free. So that was probably the most tricky part of the process. Once that broke free, I can hand loosen free the drain plug, and all the oil was allowed to drain out of the oil pan at that point. So the next step was to remove the oil filter. All I did here was I reached up, grabbed the oil filter, put some more elbow grease on it, broke it free, hand unloosened it, and allowed the oil to drip out, and then remove the oil filter.
Damn it.
Now I had to replace that old oil filter with a new one. But before I did that, what I wanted to do was put a little bit of new oil in that new oil filter. Then I took a little bit of oil and actually lubed up the new gasket on the new oil filter. At that point, took the new filter, threaded it back on, hand snugged it down, and it was good to go. The last thing to do underneath the truck was to replace the oil drain plug. All I did was hand thread it tight, took my socket and kind of hand tighten it the best I can using the socket. Now that I was done underneath the car, the only thing left to really do was replace the actual oil. This particular truck manual called for 5W20, 6 quarts of it, so obviously that's what I used. The remaining oil that I didn't pour into the filter was simply poured into the oil fill port on the side of the engine. New oil in the engine, now I just needed to replace the cap to the oil fill. I went ahead and checked the oil stick one time just to make sure I had the required amount of oil in the engine. So that's it. The process of changing oil in this truck was fairly straightforward and simple. I hope you guys found this helpful, and if so, please subscribe. And I'm Joe Kistel. Thanks for watching. So, I hope new oil, check the dick stick. It's a simple, the process, straightforward, simple part. So that most